back to another episode of MDTV. Today I'm down at PVS Performance Tuning and we're gonna get this car tuned. Mike and Tyler from PVS have been working together when the first generation of this platform came out. They've been working together to develop parts and tunes for this car. And I'm pretty sure Tyler has perfected the tunes for the BRZ ZD8 in both turbo and stock NA form. From the factory, the bigger displacement engine already makes this a much better car in terms of power, but my BRZ has the full SME N exhaust, the race headers, overpipe, front pipe, and the catback. I'm going to bring Tyler onto the channel. He's going to tell us about his expertise and tuning of this car, and we're going to figure out whether or not it's worth tuning an NA BRZ or GR86. Let's get cracking. Welcome back to the channel, Tyler. How you doing?
Hey, good mate. Long time no see.
Yes.
Well, it hasn't been that long, but
yeah. So we're here for the tune today.
Yep.
I've got the full NA exhaust from SME on it. Can you tell me how much power does this make from stock on average?
Stock on average, I've got a dyno. Well, it's a bit hard to see, but look, on average, honestly, they vary depending on the day. There's a lot of factors, but on my dyno, I see anywhere from 145. 147 bone stock, but on average, yeah, that between those sort of two numbers. Automatics a little lower, generally around like 142, so a little bit lower again. So the autos, because they've got a taller diff ratio as well, they don't quite, and the gear ratios and all that sort of stuff, so they're not comparable to the manual, so they always rate a slightly lower number. With the headers and a tune, well, the SME, the 4 to 2 to 1, sort of give you the best of both worlds. The unequal length headers do give a really nice flat torque curve up to a certain RPM, but the power with the 4 to 2 to 1s, they kind of have a pretty good torque. They have a little bit of a dip, but when they come on, they flow all the way right up to red line almost. So they seem to be a hell of a lot more overall, especially for the track, they're so much better. For the street, they're better than equals, even though they're an equal length, but the design of them are better than a classic 4 to 1 equal length. And the UELs are good for some things, but overall the 4 to 2 ones are the go. What
would happen if we were to bolt on the headers and just leave it running like that without a tune? Where will we start to see the shortcoming?
More the top end and also the fuel number. They run really rich.
Yeah, right. So that means a lot more fuel than necessary.
100%. Yeah. So you always want to try and get it as lean as well, I want to say as lean as you can. Safely lean, but there's no point in having unburnt fuel. Yeah, it's just a waste of everyone's time and money. Yeah, so we try to get it as lean as we can, but again, still safe, so you can flog it for 6 hours around Bathurst if you want. The other thing is you can get your timing a little bit nicer, your cam timing, you can play with that. So at the top end, it just makes that little bit more top end power as well. And also you can help with the torque dip as well in the mid-range with the cam timing as well. So the factory on both the BRZ and 86 have done on the GRs, have done a lot better job than the 2 litres. Yeah. So we're having to work a lot harder to try and we're making slightly lesser gains in percentage-wise than what we did with the 2 litre, but it's only because the tuners have done a better job.
Sorry, can you tell me again how much power we're expecting to make on 98?
I reckon I'd like to see somewhere sort of low to mid 160s.
Man, that's pretty good, man, on NA. And what would be the limiting factor there? If someone was to
needs a turbo.
yeah, of course, yeah.
No, honestly, it just becomes a limiting factor, just the design of the engine, really.
Yeah, right.
The volumetric efficiency of it. There's only so much with the cams that it's got. It's got pretty high compression, which helps, but there's only so much you can do with what you got.
Yeah. Well, let's say there's a customer who just wants to stay NA. You're going to expect to see about 160-ish kilowatts.
Between 160, 165. If you get E85, so if you do a flex tune on this, that's where you get the next big gain. Yep. We have seen them up as much on our dyno, about 180.
That's crazy.
So you pick up another 15.
That's crazy. 12, and that's without any other fuel upgrade, just a flex kit.
Just a flex kit.
Pretty cool.
No, it's a big difference. And we saw the same thing with the previous gen as well. So on average, if you saw 130 kilowatt, you might get up to about 142-ish on E85. Same thing with these. If we're seeing, say, 164-ish, thereabouts, we can normally get them up to around anywhere from high 170s to 180.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah, so it's actually noticeable, and even a lap time at Eastern Creek or Sydney Motorsport Park, you will see it in a lap time. Yep. It's a good 3/4 of a second.
But if I just leave these headers on without a tune, I'm not really seeing any extra power gains, am I?
Yeah, the headers do flow better than standard. So I would say you'd probably pick up a 7 kilowatt.
Yeah, just the bolting on without the tune.
You sort of get half with the headers and then the other half with the tune. Tuning the stock headers in these things, you always make better power and better fuel economy, like better fuel numbers.
Yeah.
But you may not with this particular gen. They don't make quite as much power just from the tune.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't quite get as much benefit.
Yep.
But they do have other features. So as I said, you can run flex. A lot of guys run flex fuel with stock headers because they just want that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll still make 170 odd on E85 with stock headers. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but they got pops and crackles and all that sort of stuff. But with the standard exhaust and things like that, like catbacks, they don't sound very good.
Yeah, they sound.
But they got auto blips, they got launch controls, they got all that features in Ecutech. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
right.
cool.
Okay, cool.
So it's not all about power, it's about having a bit of fun as well.
That's music to my ears, especially with the fuel prices at the moment. I knew I was going to make more power. I didn't know I was going to save on fuel.
Well, like when you're flat out, you can make the fuel numbers so much nicer.
Yeah, alrighty. Let's go.
All right, done. All right, let's fire away.
$165. Oh shit. Is that 168?
Yeah,
No way.
Once it does a bit of a, but sometimes it can just have little things that'll just relearn a little bit.
Alrighty, what have you done, Tyler?
Yeah, we played around with a couple of tunes. The first one didn't go quite according to plan, but no, we just sort of made some tweaks and made it better. Yeah, because these, you do have to individually tune these. You can throw a map in and get it pretty close, but like when you've done a lot of them, but realistically, you still, every engine's a bit different, kilometers and all that sort of stuff. The engines wear differently, so they do tune up differently. But this one, proud to say, it was up. Look, it is cooler. The weather has cooled off a little bit in here. I reckon it's probably dropped 4 degrees or so since we've been here, but we were able to get up to some high 160s, which is pretty good. The colder the weather, generally, on my dyno anyway, the better the number. Yeah, but it should run great. It's a lot nicer at the top end when you tune it, because you get the cam timing better and all that stuff. And the fuel number, you get it so much better.
The peak power went from about 149 to almost 20 kilowatt increase, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, on average, like, again, yours is later model, so it's little less K'd, so it's pretty healthy. But on average, probably 15 to 20 kilowatt you get with a good header and tune package.
Yep.
Yeah, and torque-wise, again, generally 30. In this case, we're sort of up around, I don't know, closer to 50 Newton meters. But on most of the time, it's, if I said blanket sort of number, you'd be up at least sort of 30 to 40 Newton meters.
And like you were telling me off camera, that's because the stock headers are the same design as what Mike's done.
They're very similar.
Yep.
Mike just makes them way better, but they're so much better than the Gen 1s. And the design, the biggest letdown is probably the cat in them as well, which restricts them as compared to the full flowing like headers like Mike and all the aftermarket ones. But Mike's still got a better 4 to 2 to 1 design.
Okay.
But they've characteristically made them that way standard compared to the old 2-litre headers were nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
So they've actually done a lot better job with this car. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the fuel numbers and the fuel line.
So the dotted line, that's just the base run that just a baseline one that we've done before, full standard. But the stock tune, now my pipe is reading at the rear. I'm obviously reading at the engine as well, but they always read a little bit leaner at the back, like when you got it at the tailpipe. But the standard one it's still a lot richer in the mid-range, but at the top end it just tanks, it just goes so rich. And what it does, it hurts your power. You're just burning fuel for no reason. But as you can see, we can get the fuel number pretty much flatlining. Right, so which means that the fuel number is perfect. We get it around, I don't know, 0.9 lambda, which is still on the safe side. It'll do that all day, and they're just so much leaner. You don't need that much fuel. You know, Simple as that. They do it for safety around the world and all the different fuels, but that's the whole benefit of being able to custom tune these things. You just make them so much better. You know, it's not just the power, it's just a bit of everything.
I'll be saving more fuel. I'll be spending less money at the pump.
Especially at the moment.
These engines are already quite efficient.
They're not bad.
This just takes it to another level.
Yeah, well, that's flat out though. When you're cruising, honestly, the cruising fuel is still on the leaner side. They're still, you're probably not going to save much there. But at a track day, or if you're giving it a hard time, you will definitely notice it won't use as much fuel.
Now, what about our viewers or some customers that live overseas or not in Sydney or don't have access to go to a dyno? What kind of services do you offer for them?
Oh, we do all that. So we got a bunch of guys that already, that whether they be far north Queensland or they're out west New South Wales and they just don't have any access to dyno, but they're doing all these mods. Yeah, we can actually get a remote, I guess, tune file to them. You do still have to buy the flashing tool from Ecutech to actually be able to flash it into the car. So you need a laptop. You need to buy the little dongle kit or SD kit from your local Ecutech person, whether it be, I think, Tunehouse or one of those places, the biggest ones in Sydney. And then you've got to buy the dongle so you can flash it in, but at least we can provide you with the file, and I can tell you how to send out log files as well, so I can make sure the tune looks safe. But we're selling them with turbo kits overseas, over the US. Same with Mike's when he does his turbo kits.
Just send it over the internet, flash it.
Yeah, that's it. We're pretty up to date. We've pretty much done all these things. We've got a lot of brand new ones that have come through as well. So we've done all the early ones of these, because the ECU numbers do change. They're not all the same.
Yeah.
So you do have to pick the right ECU number. Even though Ecutech says it'll work, quite often they don't. So you've got to be quite specific. They're just really clean all the way up to red line. It'll just pull really hard. It'll go all the way to 7. Look, 7.2, it's starting to nose over a tiny bit after about 7.1, but realistically, you don't have to pull it that hard.
Yeah.
Like $7,000, change gear, that's plenty. Yeah.
So good, man.
So
thank you very much.
You'll be loving it.
Yes. Almost 20 kilowatts of peak power gained. That is crazy. I'm also going to be using less fuel when I'm on the track, going flat out. So is it worth tuning your NA BRZ or 86? 100%. Especially if you go to a reputable tuner like Tyler at PVS. These headers and my exact exhaust setup available now at mdtvshop.com. I want to put in some more mods and get this ready for the track. Thanks to Tyler for supporting the channel and tuning my BRZ. I'll put the PVS website down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode.